Today we're unveiling 5 rare and fascinating Washington quarters, coins with hidden stories, unexpected errors, and values that surprise even seasoned collectors. Stay tuned as we explore the secrets behind each of these modern treasures. Welcome back to OldCoin Secrets. Coin number 1, 1965 Washington quarter. What if the most important coin in your pocket wasn't rare because of age, wasn't valuable because of gold or silver, but because it marked the exact moment money changed forever? Today's coin is exactly that. The 1965 Washington quarter isn't just another quarter. It's the coin that ended an era and secretly created some of the most valuable modern eras in U.S. history. The day silver died and no one noticed. For generations, Americans trusted their coins. A quarter wasn't just worth 25 cents. It contained real silver. But by the early 1960s, something dangerous happened. Silver prices exploded. Suddenly, the metal inside coins was worth more than the face value. People started pulling silver coins out of circulation. Banks ran short. Stores struggled to make change. By 1965, the system was breaking. The U.S. government made a decision that shocked the nation. Silver would be removed from quarters, permanently. And without warning, the 1965 Washington quarter was born. A coin released in confusion. The rollout was chaotic. People didn't trust the new quarters. Some refused to accept them. Others hoarded older silver coins. To control the situation, the mint did something unprecedented. No mint marks. No way to tell where the coin was made. No public explanation at first. This is why every genuine 1965 Washington quarter has no mint mark. It wasn't a mistake. It was a deliberate attempt to stop panic. What makes the 1965 quarter different? This coin looks familiar, but it's completely different inside. Instead of silver, it's made of a pure copper core, sandwiched between nickel layers. This new clad composition felt lighter, sounded duller, and aged faster. Collectors today call it the first modern quarter. But during the rushed transition, something incredible happened. The error that shouldn't exist, but does. During the switch, the mint still had leftover silver planchets from 1964. In the chaos, some 1965 quarters were struck on pure silver blanks by accident. These coins were never meant to exist, yet a few escaped. A real 1965 silver quarter has no copper edge, weighs 625 grams, rings like silver, can sell for $8,000 to $20,000 plus. These are among the holy grails of modern U.S. era coins. And yes, people still find them. More eras collectors hunt for. The silver era isn't alone. Serious collectors also search for off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, missing clad layers, decrex, strike-through errors, weak strikes from worn dies. Some of these errors sell for $200, $500, $1,000 plum, even more in top condition. That's why the 1965 quarter is never ignored by experts. Condition. Why most are worthless and a few are gold. Over billions were minted. Most were tossed into pockets, dropped on pavement, scratched in bags, destroyed by circulation. High-grade survivors are incredibly rare. Approximate values. Circulated, face value, U13, MS64, 2040, MS65, 75, 200, MS67 plus, 1000 plus, and error coins. They live in a completely different universe. A coin that marked the end of real money. The 1965 Washington quarter represents something bigger than collectors. It marks the end of silver circulating money. The beginning of fiat-era coinage, the moment coins stopped being stored and started being spent. Every quarter after this follows the same formula. This coin quietly changed how Americans viewed money forever. What to check if you find one? If you have a 1965 quarter, do this immediately. 1. Check the edge. Silver edge. Stop everything. 2. Weigh it. Check Svartinpega with jackpot. 3. Inspect for errors. Off-center, missing layers, doubling. 4. Never clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. One careful check could reveal a life-changing coin. Imagine this. You're emptying an old jar of coins. Nothing special. Just change. Then you notice a dull gray quarter. 1965. You flip it sideways. No copper line. Your pulse jumps. That quarter, ignored for decades, might be worth more than a used car. This isn't fantasy. It has happened before. The 1965 Washington quarter proves one powerful truth. The most important coins don't always look rare. Transitional years create the biggest mistakes. Ordinary change can hide extraordinary value. So next time you hold a quarter, look closer, because history doesn't announce itself. Sometimes it hides quietly in your pocket. Coin number 2, 1967, Washington quarter. The aftershock of 1965. By 1967, the United States was still dealing with chaos caused by the removal of silver. People were hoarding older coins. Banks were short on change. Collectors were confused. The public didn't trust the new money. To control the situation, the U.S. Mint continued its strict policy. No mint marks, no special identifiers, no transparency. Just like 1965 and 1966, the 1967 quarter carries no mint mark at all. That wasn't an accident. It was fear management. A coin made to be invisible. The goal of the 1967 quarter was simple. Flood circulation, kill silver hoarding, normalize clad coinage, make people forget silver ever existed. The coin wasn't meant to be collected. It was meant to be spent, fast, and forgotten. And that's exactly why high-grade examples are rare today. What's inside the 1967 quarter? Unlike pre-1965 quarters, this coin contains 0 silver. Composition: copper core, nickel-clad outer layers, edge test, visible copper stripe, normal, no copper stripe. Stop possible error. This duller sound, lighter feel, and faster wear made people suspicious back then. But today, it's exactly what collectors analyze. The error that shouldn't exist, again. Here's where things get interesting. Even in 1967, silver planchets still existed inside mint facilities. And just like 1965, a tiny number of 1967 quarters were accidentally struck on silver blanks. These are extremely rare. A confirmed 1967 silver quarter weighs around 625 grams, has no copper edge, sounds like silver, can sell for 6,000, 15,000 plus. Most people would spend it without a second thought. Collectors would lose their minds. Other eras collectors pay big money for. The rushed production of 1967 created multiple collectible errors. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, missing clad layer errors, decrex, lamination errors, weak strikes from worn dies. Depending on condition, these can sell for $100, $300, $800, $2,000 plus. A boring-looking quarter can suddenly become a serious asset. Condition is everything. Billions were minted. Most lived hard lives. Parking meters, cash registers, laundry machines, school cafeterias. That's why pristine coins are rare. Approximate values. Circulated, face value. A13, MS64, 2040, MS65, 80, 150, MS67 plus, 800, 2000 plus. Silver errors. Life-changing money. Collectors don't pay for age. They pay for survival. The coin that closed the door on silver. If 1965 opened the new era, then 1967 locked the door behind it. After this, no more silver quarters. No more public confusion. No turning back. America officially entered the modern fiat coinage era. That makes 1967 historically powerful, even without silver inside. How to check your 1967 quarter. If you have one, do this. 1. Look at the edge. Copper stripe and normal. No stripe, investigate immediately. 2. Weigh it. Silver weight to major discovery. 3. Inspect for errors. Off-center missing layers, cracks. 4. Never clean it. Cleaning kills value instantly. One quick check could reveal something extraordinary. Imagine this. You're counting loose change from an old drawer. You're bored. Nothing special. Then you notice a 1967 quarter. You almost toss it back, but something feels different. You tilt it. The edge looks strange. You grab a scale. Your hands start shaking. That quarter, ignored for decades, might be worth thousands. This has happened before, and it can happen again. Final message for viewers. The 1967 Washington quarter teaches a powerful lesson. The most important coins are often ignored. Transitional years create rare mistakes. Errors matter more than age. History hides in plain sight. Never assume a coin is worthless just because it looks modern. Sometimes, the quietest coins tell the loudest stories. Coin number 3, 1970 Washington quarter. A coin from a misunderstood year. By 1970, America believed the silver era was long gone. 1964 was history. 1965-1967 were transition years. 1968 brought back mint marks. So by 1970, the public trusted the system again. But inside the mint, Old problems were still hiding what the public didn't know. Even in 1970, a silver planches still existed. Old dies were reused. Production pressure was extreme. Quality control was inconsistent. And when those conditions exist, errors are born. That's why the 1970 quarter deserves attention. What's inside a 1970 quarter? Official composition: copper core, nickel-clad outer layers, weight 567 grams, no silver, at least officially. But collectors don't trust official, they trust evidence. The error that shook the market. Here's where the legend begins. A very small number of 1970 quarters have been found struck on silver planches. These were not supposed to exist, but they do. A genuine 1970 silver quarter. No copper edge visible. Weight close to 6.25 grams. Silver ring sound. Authenticated by grading services. Auction results: $3,500, $7,800, over $10,000 in top condition. Most people would spend it. Collectors would frame it. Other high-value error. The 1970 Washington quarter is also known for off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planches, struck through grease, decrex, weak strikes, double-struck errors. Values range from $50, $300, by $200 to $5,000 plus, depending on severity and condition. Errors turn pocket change into assets. Why high-grade coins are rare. Millions were minted, but almost all were abused. Vending machines, parking meters, banks, gas stations. Very few survived untouched. Collector values. Circulated, face value. AU25, MS64 2540, MS65 80 150, MS67 plus 1500 3000 plus. Silver era, life-changing money. A quarter that fooled a generation. Many collectors ignored 1970 quarters for years. They thought, too new. No silver, nothing special. And that's why valuable examples slipped through unnoticed. Smart collectors know transitional decades hide the biggest surprises. How to check your 1970 quarter. Do this immediately. 1. Edge test, copper stripe and normal. No stripe, stop. 2. Weight test. Anything near silver weight, I'll investigate. 3. Magnification. Look for cracks, doubling, missing layers. 4. Never clean it. Cleaning destroys evidence and value. One mistake could cost thousands. You get change from a store. A quarter drops into your palm. You almost toss it in your pocket. But you notice the edge looks different. You check again. No copper stripe. Your heart races. That coin he ignored for 50 plus years could be worth more than a month's salary. This isn't fantasy. It's happened. The real message behind the 1970 quarter. This coin teaches one brutal truth. The mint makes mistakes. Common years hide rare survivors. Errors beat age every time. Knowledge creates profit. Collectors don't search for old coins. They search for wrong coins. Final words for viewers. The 1970 Washington quarter is dangerous. Not because it's common, but because it's easy to underestimate. Check your quarters. Check the edges. Check the weight. Because sometimes, the coin everyone ignores is the one that changes everything. Coin number 4, 1990 D Washington quarter. At first glance, the 1990 D Washington quarter looks completely ordinary. No silver shine. No dramatic date. No famous rarity attached to its name. Most people would spend it without a second thought. But collectors know something most people don't. Sometimes the most dangerous coins aren't old. They're the ones people never bother to check. A coin from the ignored era. By 1990, coin collecting had changed. Silver was long gone. Quarters were purely utilitarian, or the public had stopped saving change. Quality control was rushed. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters that year, and that's exactly why problems slipped through. Why 1990D matters to collectors. High mintage doesn't mean low value. It means more chances for mint errors, more worn dies, faster production, less inspection. And the 1990D quarter is famous for minting mistakes, the errors that create value. Collectors actively search 1990D quarters for off-center strikes, design shifted away from the center, value 150, 1,200 plus. Broad strikes, coin struck without a proper color causing a wide, flat rim, value 75, 500. Clipped planches, metal missing from the edge, value 100, 800. Decracks and cuts, raised cracks or missing rim areas caused by damaged dies. Value 50, 1000 plus, struck through errors. Foreign material stuck between die and coin. Value $200, 2000 plus. One error can turn a common quarter into a 4-figure collectible. The condition game where real money is. Most 1990 D quarters were destroyed by circulation. Parking meters, vending machines, laundromats, gas stations. Finding a high-grade survivor is extremely difficult. Market values, circulated, face value. $2.5, MS 63, 10, 20, MS 65, $60, 120, MS 67 plus, 1000, 3500 plus. Error plus high grade, 5000 plusings possible. Age doesn't matter here, condition does. Why MS 67 plus is so rare. In 1990, dies were overused. Strikes were often weak. Bag marks were common. Coins were never meant to be saved. That's why gem examples are hunted aggressively today. Collectors fight over perfection. How to check a 1990 D quarter properly. Before you dismiss it, check carefully. 1. Look at the mint mark. D under Washington's neck, Denver. 2. Examine the rim. Uneven, missing metal, wide edges. 3. Tilt under light. Look for cracks, doubling, strike weakness. 4. Use a scale. Wrong weight can signal a planche error. 5. Never clean it. Cleaning kills value instantly. You're sorting loose change late at night. A pile of quarters sits on the table. One coin feels different. The rim looks odd. The strike isn't centered. You check the date. 9DD. You almost ignore it. But that decision to look closer could be worth hundreds or thousand. Collectors don't find treasures by luck. They find them by attention. Why modern coins are dangerous. Old coins are expected to be valuable. Modern coins are not. That's why. People spend them. People damage them. People ignore errors. And that's why serious collectors love them. The market rewards what others overlook. The hidden lesson of the 1990 D quarter. This coin proves something powerful. Rarity isn't always age. Errors beat mintage numbers. Condition creates value. Knowledge creates opportunity. A 1990 D quarter won't make everyone rich, but the right one can change everything. Final message for viewers. The 1990 D Washington quarter is not exciting until you understand it. Check your change. Check your old jars. Check your inherited coins. Because sometimes, the coin no one cares about is the one collectors pay the most for. Coin number 5, 1987, P. Washington Quarter. The strange story of 1987. The year 1987 was unusual for U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint decided no quarters would be made for everyday circulation. Quarters were struck only for collectors. Mint sets only, not pockets, not cash registers. So officially, there should not be a 1987 P quarter in circulation. Yet today, some exist, and collectors are obsessed with finding out how. Why 1987 P is a big deal. The Philadelphia Mint struck 1987 quarters exclusively for mint sets. That means lower handling, higher quality, controlled production, limited availability. But when a mint set coin escapes into circulation, it becomes a mystery coin, and mystery drives value. How did they escape? Collectors believe mint sets were broken open. Coins were accidentally released. Estate collections were spent unknowingly. Banks mixed them into circulation. Once a mint set coin enters circulation, it becomes a survivor. And survivors are valuable. Condition is everything. Because 1987 P quarters were never meant to circulate. High-grade examples are expected. Circulated examples are shocking. That flips the value logic upside down. Market value breakdown. Circulated 520 AU lightware. 25 to 75 M63 $40 $80 MS65 $150 $300 MS67 plus $2,000 $6,000 plus. Error plus high grade 10,000 plus possible. Yes, a modern quarter can hit 4 figures. Errors that multiply value. Collectors aggressively hunt 1987 P quarters for errors. Off-center strikes. Value 200 $1,500 play. Broad strikes. Value 150 $800. Clipped planches. Value $300 $2,000. Decracks and cuts. Value $100. Money $200. Struck through errors. Value 500 tons 3,000 plus. Because mint set coins were struck carefully, any error is considered extreme. Why collectors pay more for 1987. This coin has three powerful factors. 1. Limited official availability. 2. No intended circulation. 3. High collector demand. It's not about age. It's about intention. Coins not meant to circulate are always special. How to identify a real 1987 P quarter. Check carefully. Date, 1987. Mint mark P, Philadelphia. Sharp details, strong luster, clean fields. Red flags, clean surfaces. Artificial shine, heavy scratches. Never clean it. That destroys value instantly. The discovery scenario. Imagine this. You're counting quarters from an old drawer. One coin stands out. The date reads 1987. You pause. Wait, weren't those never released? Your heart starts racing. That moment and that pause is where collectors are born, because you're holding something that wasn't supposed to be there. Why most people miss this coin? Because it looks modern. It looks ordinary. It looks spendable, and that's why collectors win. They look twice when others don't look at all. The hidden lesson of the 1987 P quarter. This coin proves something important. Scarcity can be intentional. Modern coins can be rare. Errors amplify everything. Knowledge beats age. The market rewards understanding, not assumptions. Final message for viewers. The 1987 P Washington quarter is a quiet giant. Not loud, not flashy, not obvious, but powerful. If you ever find one, don't spend it. Don't clean it. Don't ignore it. Because sometimes the most valuable coins are the ones that were never meant to be in your hand. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Who knows what coin you might find next?